We're waiting for the folks on Amazon to let us in the back door because we've got a lot of great things to talk about today. It is the gift of legendary sound from our friends at Shure. We've got tons of microphones and lots of wireless stuff and lots of great gifts for your favorite podcaster and live streamer. Jim's doing that dance. Jim, we have a thumbs up? We're good.
We're good everywhere. Yeah.
Let's go. Welcome to Dealcasters. The amazing Tanya Smith. Thank you for joining us.
This is going to be fun.
Where's my applause button? I gotta find the applause button. Oh, there it is.
Let's go. Let's get hype in the house here. You know what?
Hey, Chris, Jim, great to be here. I'm excited to break all this down and talk products and the whole deal.
Our friend, the amazing Neil Schaefer.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Let's go.
What's going on?
Hello. Hi.
Gold star for each and every one of us because we managed to be live.
Mr. Vinny Potestivo, how are you doing, man?
Oh, good, man. How are you? Yes.
Tatiana Rodriguez, thank you for coming on. We've been looking forward to this one. Wow. You're automatically our best guest ever. Way to go.
I feel like I could just, stay here in this pink show forever.
When I joined the band, the drummer had a bracelet on his ankle. So that was kind of fun.
It was the no pants dance for this episode because I was wearing my PJs and my basketball shorts.
I hope Mama's watching because the son done made it. Man, I'm over here hanging with the Dealcasters.
Seeing the introduction and all those other faces, just to be among them. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm honored. This is fun.
Man, we're gonna put you on that wall.
This has been the most fun intro ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people of planet Earth, welcome to Dealcasters Live. If this is your first time joining us, where have you been all our lives? No, but we're happy to have you here. Wherever you're joining us from, if you're joining us from LinkedIn, if you're joining us from Facebook, YouTube, we go all the way live on multiple different locations. We're excited about doing shows like today. And I believe we are live on Substack, Jim.
We are.
We are live on Substack. So welcome to our Substackians. What do we call people who are on Substack? Is it Substackians?
I think it's, I don't know.
Substacklins?
Stackers. We're the stackers.
Or if you're over on YouTube hanging like our friend Florence Donald, she says, hey, from YouTube. Hey, Florence, welcome to the show as always. One of my favorite people on the planet. Has just a smile a mile long. I love hanging with Florence, and thank you for hanging with us today. Don't be shy wherever you're at. If you've got a podcaster on your holiday list that you're looking for stuff for, we've got some stuff for you from our friends at Shure. One other place that we do go live, Jim, and I can't believe every time, and I don't know about you, but every time I go and I start telling people about the show that you and I do, I'll mention that we go live on Amazon, and I get that look like when a dog hears a weird noise and goes like that. Do you get the same thing every once in a while when you start to?
Yeah.
We've been doing this thing for 5 years on Amazon Live, and we still get that look.
I know, right?
But it's a great place to do this because we like to go live and solve people's problems as it relates to all this tech stuff. We're producers by trade, and we have clients that we teach how to do all this stuff and tell them what microphones to get and what headphones to get and how you should place your microphone and what kind of room treatment you should get. And Jim and I said, let's go live in the biggest mall in the world and tell people about this stuff. And Dr. Hicks is in the house. Dr. Hicks, welcome. He's over on Amazon. And so when we go live on Amazon, all the products that we talk about are in a carousel along the bottom. A lot of the stuff's on sale today, Jim, and that's not something that Shure does very often. And so it's a great time to jump in and get those stocking stuffers for your live streamer, for your podcaster, for your content creator. And in order to do that, all you got to do, we make it easy for you. You just open up a browser, type in dealcasters.live. When you do that, that sends you right here to the show, and all the stuff we talk about is here. we love to answer any questions you got. So we start talking about the MVX2U interface, and we start talking about the Shure Move mics and whether or not it works with this or works with that. Listen, we're spinning like 56 different plates back here backstage. So, it might take us a minute to get that set up, but we'd like to demo this stuff, kind of show you so you can hear what this stuff sounds like. You can see how it looks, how it works with the software that Shure has. So we want to thank our friends from Shure who provided these products to us. They gave these products to us free of charge so that we could do videos like this and show people how great this stuff is. But we believe in it. Our opinions here are all our own, and we believe in doing this. And Make Anything Easy is here. Jeff, welcome. Man.
Wow.
It's been a minute since we've seen you. He says, keep spinning the plates. Dude, we've been spinning the plates, as you know, for 5-6 years since we knew you. Jeff, I hope you're doing well. Please let us know how you're doing. I would love to be able to stay in touch. I guess I expected to see Jeff out there, like seeing some motorcycle pics or, Clubhouse is still a thing. I don't know if he's, I haven't been on Clubhouse in a few years, so maybe Jeff is still killing it over there. But he says the sound is great. You guys are killing it. Appreciate you, Jeff, man. Thank you for popping in. And of course, if anybody else has got guts like James and Jeff and Florence, let us know. Hit us up in any of those chats, whether you're over on Amazon or if you want to chill in these other places and ask us questions. We've got the chat open. Jim?
Also shout out to Dr. Hicks. And I think, Chris, you're a part of the Technologist Forum. And tonight we'll be going live, myself, Dr. Hicks, and the amazing Tanya Smith on all the tubes and Substack. So make sure to check that out. And I think are you next week? I know you go one of the weeks.
No, I was last week. James and I did. James wanted to get away with just recording something and not going live, and I talked him into going live, so we went live. Okay. Tonight I'll be going live before you guys go. We got a pregame before my Lions.
Oh, yes, so go Lions.
Lions, Gray Mains.
Go Lions.
Is going live as well, and we do a show every Tuesday night as well. James, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us. Jim, man, let's roll into this thing because... Shure's like, okay, guys, you guys stop talking to your friends and start talking about our stuff. No, but we love doing this. We love talking about this stuff. We have conversations, we have podcasts, we have interviews with people. But Jim, this is how you and I first got into this thing. Breaking the internet and putting it back together, and talking about these microphones and talking about our virtual presentations and how sound is the most important thing in your video and in your virtual presentation. So Jim, let's talk about the stocking stuffer du jour here from our friends at Shure that I know you got fairly recently is the Shure MV6 microphone. And I'd love to have you maybe hook that up and get that going. And as you get that going, I'll just tell you that this microphone that we're going to highlight here in the carousel is, I would say, the highest quality, most affordable. Like if you're looking at a Venn diagram of affordable Shure microphones, it isn't like the Shure SM7 DB price, and it isn't like, super cheap either, but you're going to get that Shure quality in a USB microphone. The Shure MV6 is great. Now one thing that they say is that they're calling it a gaming microphone, and it is great for gaming because you can plug it into USB, and you can open up the Shure Motive Mix software, which we're gonna demonstrate here at when we start plugging in the things like the Shure MV7i and Shure MV7 Plus and things like that, MVX2U, and kind of show you that it does work with this particular software, so you can run multiple things, but. It's not just a gaming microphone, right, Jim? It's something that, if you want to throw that thing in your bag and take it with you on the road, you just need something you want to plug into your computer, get that Shure sound. That Shure MV6 is something that really has that good quality and is compact and a bit rugged as well. Jim, I threw you a curveball telling you you'd go first with the MV6. I'm not sure if you're ready yet.
But well, what's happening is my, we have, like you said, in the plate spinning world, the problem is that this computer doesn't like that I have like 17 microphones hooked up to it. But I can't seem to get the audio working on it. But let me do this. Let me go to my overhead so I can at least show you what it looks like. So let me find my Ecamm overhead camera. You know, this is the fun, right? I got 20 microphones, there we go. So
there she is.
This is it. It's right. It's USB C, which makes it really easy to use. You can also plug your headphone in right there. This is the mute button, and for some reason it keeps wanting to flash on me, so I think it thinks I'm a flasher. But like Chris showed last week, right? This is kind of neat. It looks like a spaceship. You know, you can take the pop filter off. But Chris, you want to talk a little bit about what all this means from a technological standpoint?
So it is a dynamic microphone. So, and you are going to be getting that Shure quality sound. So you're gonna get more of a broadcast sound. It's gonna have that rear rejection. So it's got the cardioid pattern. So as you speak across it, across the front of it, that's the best place to be. So you want it to be, maybe a couple inches away from your mouth, sort of like what you see here in how I'm speaking into the Shure SM7B here currently. And so it does come with a stand. So Jim's holding that, and now the one on the left is a third-party stand that he has with his Shure MV7 Plus. The one on the right is the Shure MV6, and the MV6, that's the stand that comes with it. So Jim, if you could hold that up a little bit, your MV6 up, and so they can see the stand. It does have the Shure logo along the side. It does have that, and it's pretty heavy. Now, for me, when I take this on the road, throw this in the bag, I don't take that stand with me, and here's why. I need it to come up to where I speak across it. So this, in a pinch, if you just need a little stand, and you need it, on your desk in front of you, and you can kind of point it up and away from you. You open the Shure Motive Mix software. When you open up the Shure Motive Mix software, you can kind of set it to where it's you're further away from it, so to speak. But I like to put it on a boom arm and have that boom arm so I can put it on the desk and move that boom arm so that mic is close to my mouth. That's kind of the way I do it. Now, everybody has a different setup. So if you do get this mic and you want a boom arm like Jim's showing right there, that's a boom arm, right? That's a big one. You might not want to take that with you. There's smaller options that you can use. Just something that's going to get you, again, like if you're taking it on the road, you're going to have to figure out a way to where that's going to get closer to you. You want to get into a room still that is fairly well treated, not, don't get into a huge, room with lots of glass and lots of noise around you. It does a good job of rejecting that noise. It is a dynamic microphone from Shure, and they do a good job of that. But again, this is a more affordable option for you. This is like, I'm going to get, maybe the gamer on my list that needs a better sounding mic than some condenser mic they think looks really cool that flashes a bunch of rainbow colors, and that was, $15, from whatever company. This is a quality piece of product you're getting from one of the top microphone companies in the world, and is a great option for a gamer. It's also a great option for you if you're like, hey, I need a good Shure microphone that I can take on the road with me. Because maybe I'm a couple weeks out of the month, I'm traveling around, I'm doing a podcast from my hotel room, that kind of stuff. I think this Shure MV6 is a great option as well.
Yeah, I would agree. And so I apologize that I can't get the audio working for you guys to hear it, but we definitely have some videos on Amazon and on our other channels demonstrating how this works. So
now, Jim,
go back to look at me.
Yeah, Jim, you held up the MV7 Plus. If you would, go back to your overhead look, or if you want to just hold it there with you on the screen. The MV7 Plus is one that we'll talk about, and I'll roll into the MV7i because I know you don't have that hooked up. But what I will do is I'll hook up my MV7i microphone, and we'll get that going, because really the difference between the Shure MV7 Plus and the Shure MV7i from a sound perspective, is negligible. They sound exactly the same. They are, you hook them up into the Shure Motive mix software, which I will, no, that's not it. Hang on. Let's get this popping on the screen here here we go. This is the Shure Motive mix software.
Have this working.
Oh, how about that, Jim?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's
just had to switch it.
All right, so let me get you on an overhead here.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Now, you see the light that Jim has. This is the big component of the MV7 Plus and the MV7i is that light. Now, there are ways to have that light muted, but if Jim were to touch that, it would turn red, and that would be the mute button. And you can turn that off. Jim, it's kind of out of the shot now when you hold it to me.
I was going to say you couldn't hear me because I muted it. So right now you hear me. And
now we're not hearing you because you've got it muted. There you go.
I muted it. Yeah,
there you go.
I was crushing my head, as they say. What I like about this is let's go here. We can give you guys this shot. So you can see the USB-C is plugged in. It has the XLR as well. And you can also plug in the headphone jack. And so
for local
this has become my go-to daily microphone on my other workstation. I use the SM7B or DB, which is this one here, when I'm doing my production work or, normally on a show like this. But this has become like my workhorse microphone. What I love about it, what I recommend to people, is the fact that you can use the Motive Mix software.
That's
so
right.
Now you don't need an interface because of the USB-C. And so as Chris is showing you there, so you can go in, you can make those adjustments, you can save them. And so to your point, right, once you kind of program it in the microphone,
that's right,
it'll remember.
That's right. That's a thing that's an underrated part of this microphone and the one that I've got here, which is the Shure MV7i that we're going to talk about here in a minute, is that any settings you're going to set in the Shure MV7 Plus and the Shure MV7i, you're going to, once you unplug it from your computer and you take it to another computer and plug that USB in, those settings remain the same settings that you had. Now you're going to be in a different room, right? So it might sound a little bit different because you're in a different room, So if you are in a well-treated room, you get the settings right, and then you take it to a huge office where there's all kinds of noise, it might be a little different, right? So, but I think this is good for people that want sound, or want great sound on their computers, and maybe the computer that they use is with a particular company that doesn't want you to download third-party software, I've talked to people and they're like, listen, I can't use this mic because I can't download the Shure Motive Mix software on my computer. And I'm like, yeah, well, download it on your personal one, get your settings the way you want, then just take your mic and plug it into your work computer. You don't have to worry about it. You get the great sound and the settings that you want from your personal computer, and you adjust it on your personal computer and take it with you. Also, great option for taking on the road. It's a tank. It's a bigger microphone, obviously, than the MV6 and some of these others like the MV88 Plus that we're going to talk about in a minute as well. It's a bigger option. But, from the standpoint of it being a solid mic, which is a totally solid mic, an easy USB plug-in, and a way for you to adjust the sound the way you want it somewhere else and bring it with you, it is a good option to take on the road. And, of course, Shure's got that on sale as well for you to pick up in the Amazon carousel. We're at dealcasters.live. Jim, I'm glad you got that working, man. And the lights, and I'll show you how that works on the MV7i because I've got the Motive Mix software up and running, and I'll show you how that works and how to adjust all of that stuff because it's the same basic UI in setting up the lights and the settings and how you want that mic to sound. I was going there earlier with the with the Shure MV7 Plus and the Shure MV7i, which is right here, and the differences of them, you can see they look exactly the same, right? And they technically are exactly the same except for one huge difference. And that is, if you look here on the back of the Shure MV7, I'm going to flip over to my overhead here. On the back of the MV7i, you'll see that it has this. And for those in the know, you look at that and you go, wow, if I didn't know any better, that looks like an input for an interface. And that's exactly what it is. So you're getting basically a Shure MV7 Plus microphone, but you're also getting an interface inside. So why would you need an interface on a microphone? Which is, I think this is like one of the greatest things. When I saw this coming out, I was like, oh my gosh, how has no one thought of this yet, Jim? But this is, you plug this into your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this microphone, the MV7i, into my computer. So now it's active in my computer, right? And so now when I go over to my Shure Motive Mix software, if I do that one more time and hit the wrong button, Jim, I'm going to, like, here we go. You'll see that the Shure MV7i is right here as a channel. So I have this microphone here as a channel. So this would be the same experience as if Jim were plugging in his Shure MV7 Plus. And what you can do here is you hit this button and it pops open this. This is a little bit different because I can control this microphone and any microphone or input that I plug into the interface in the bottom. But as you can see, I can go here and I can go to my mic settings, and this is what Jim has in his settings as well. There is what's called a real-time denoiser, and what that does is you got noise in your room, you got fans, air conditioning, you've got whatever noise you might even think you might not have. It potentially could be in the room. That's going to take it out. It's really cool to be able to hear how it does that. We'll do that. And it also has what's called a digital popper stopper. So when you see words like podcast and pizza and things like that, that extra air comes out of your mouth. And if you're not speaking across the microphone with good mic technique and you accidentally turn around and do something like this and you say the word pizza, you heard that pop. That's a plosive. And so the digital popper stopper will take that out. It kind of rolls off that air, so it doesn't, you're not blowing people's brains out. So sorry if I blew anybody's brains out by demonstrating what a plosive was. But anyway, so it's got a limiter, it's got compression, so you don't want to get crazy with a lot of the stuff. Sometimes it can alter your voice a little bit too much. You can have an auto level your gain for a particular for this particular microphone, or if you want to adjust it to how you like it, you can do that. You don't want to get too crazy and add too much gain because you're gonna distort. So you want to keep this level. Close this out. You see how this level is. It's not, well, I don't even have the mic close to my mouth, but I'll get the mic closer to my mouth. And you can see it's kind of hard to see here, but it's always in the yellow. It never goes way above into the red. So it's always between -6 and -12 decibels. That's where you want to be, to where people are comfortable hearing you. They're not really noticing anything about your voice. Everything's clear. Nothing's too loud. -6 to -12 dB. So back to these settings. If I go to the mic settings again, there's all of those things, and there's even reverb if I want reverb, and let's go to, this is the input, this is the mic. One thing I need to make mention of, Jim, we're not going to get too far down into the, here we go.
No weeds today?
Yeah, well, we got a little too weedy last time.
I was going to say, can you say popper stopper 5 times fast?
Popper stopper, popper stopper, popper stopper, popper stopper, popper stopper, popper stopper. Ding, ding, ding. What do I win? All right. So here are the colors. So if you have a brand that you want to represent here, they give you some, here's one called Fruity. If your brand is Fruity, if I click to it, all of a sudden I turn Fruity here. Let me look at that. Let me show the fruity, and then it moves as you talk into it. You can adjust how that moves to, if you want it solid. Like right now it's solid, but I'm going to move it to pulsing, and so now it's pulsing. Right, it's pulsing, and then I'm going to click to live, and then live is when you speak into it. It goes to how you speak. So some people like that stuff. Like, again, if you're a gamer, if you want it, like, hey, this is cool. I want this a part of my vibe. I mean, look, I've got a dock pop on here that's the color of green. That's with that goes with the brand that we're talking about today in Shure. And so if I wanted to do something like that, let's do this. I hit the wrong button again, Jim. If I do that one more time, I hit it again. I did do it one more time. Okay. Running with scissors, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So I want to let's do a custom, Jim. You want to do a custom?
Sure. Let's do a custom.
Let's do a custom. Let's do one that's Shure colors. Let's grab... That's pretty close to it. Would you say?
Oh yeah.
And you can put in the hex code. Like James Hicks is on the line. You know James Hicks. He could spit out his hex code. I bet if he's still watching, you're going to see that hex code pop in the chat. I guarantee it. So let's go with that green for the first color, and you could see. Let me click on this. You can do all kinds of different colors. Look at Jim changing his colors, man. Look at you. You're having fun, aren't you?
Well, you made me get on brand.
Black.
So
I'm going to change the black to this, and let me get a little more minty with that. How about that? Oh, I see what we're doing here. So the white, we're going to change. Okay, so this changes either side. So we'll change the side. Yeah, we'll keep the side the same. So they're both this green, and then in the center, let's go with yellow. Okay? It's not exactly Shure branding, but there it is. So now, you know what? It looks more yellow than anything, though. Let's see.
Yeah, you need the hex code.
Yeah, we're going to need the hex code. Anyway, you get the idea. Where you get the idea. So here's the key with this. This is the one thing that I love is that, let me go to my overhead. So this is the interface. So this is not just something that you can plug in a microphone. So maybe you're a singer-songwriter. You want to plug in a guitar. You want to plug in your keyboard. So this is not just a mic cable input, but it's also a 1/4 inch. It's a combo input. So you can plug in your 1/4 inch thing and then adjust that channel. And you've got both channels coming in through one into Shure Mode of Mix. You're recording those tracks separately, which I think is just outstanding. I mean, I just think I don't know why, I just think that's just so amazing. Am I the only one that is? It is where my mind is blown right now. But here is where I'm going to plug in another microphone, and this is the microphone that I'm going to show here because this is another microphone that I love that is available in the carousel on Amazon at dealcasters.live. So here's my Shure MV7i. We've got it plugged in, and then I also have an XLR cable out of the back of it. And the microphone that I've plugged into it is the Shure MV7X.
Ooh.
The Shure MV7X, Jim. This microphone is amazing. It's one of my favorites. Now, this is I would consider a much more affordable mic than maybe the Shure SM7B or the SM7DB. It is, if you could see in the carousel, I think it's like $179 maybe. And the difference is it's XLR only. So it's a Shure microphone that we talked about the MV7 or MV6, being USB only. The MV7X is XLR only, meaning microphone cable. So what I've done is I've taken this microphone, which is a great sounding microphone, and I've gone out of the back of that microphone cable and I've plugged the other side of the cable into the back of the Shure MV7i. And ladies and gentlemen, as if it were just magic, we're going to flip over here to the MV7i, and we're going to go here, and we can see there's mic, which is the Shure MV7i mic. That's got all the colors and all the settings and everything. And if I go to input, this input is the MV7X, which I plugged into it. And then here, it doesn't have to be just a Shure microphone, right? So if you already have a microphone, existing microphone, doesn't matter what brand it is, and you want another microphone, you don't want to mess around with another interface. Like maybe you've got a partner you want to do a podcast with. You're both in the same room. You don't want to get a Rodecaster Pro or another interface or another thing you want to figure out, but you do need another mic. The MV7i is a great option because it has an interface in it already. You just hook it up with the software. You take your mic, and in this case, I've got the Shure MV7X, but it doesn't matter. It could be any mic. Any mic that's XLR, and I plug it in, and it can even be a condenser mic, Jim, because I've got a phantom power option, and it has real-time denoiser on it. It's got the popper stopper setting. It's got the light compression. You can adjust the gain in the back of it. You have all of these settings with this XLR. And then again, if you're plugging in your keyboard or a guitar or something like that, you flip over to your 1/4 inch right here, which is your input here. That's for your instrument, and you've got settings there as well. I mean, how freaking cool is it that you don't have to worry about? Now, most people when they think about starting a podcast, Jim, they think I've got like 68 microphones in front of me right now. I feel like I'm at a press conference.
So, Mr. Stone,
yes.
Can you tell
I
me
can
about
neither
the
confirm nor
latest moves
deny
by the
that
Detroit Lions?
I can neither confirm nor deny that I like the Shure MV7X. I'm just gonna leave it like this because this is so ridiculous. What was I saying?
You've lost your mind now.
I've completely lost my. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Most people when they I got to start a pod. What's the best podcast gear I could get? What do they say? They say Shure SM7B, right? The microphone that I'm talking into right now. Jim's talking into an SM7DB, and we'll talk about the differences between those two mics. But they say get this mic, and then get a Rodecaster Pro. That's what they say. That's what most people say. People said that I should get the best this and the best that. Here's where I say you may not and probably do not need a big production mixer interface, right? Like a Rodecaster Pro. You may just need something that plugs in your computer and sounds great, and you don't want to mess with stuff. Because like I need something like that, and I've got one on my desk. Full disclosure, that's something I have, but I need it for production purposes. I'm pulling in multiple channels. I use all kinds of different stuff. I route audio. I do all, but I know that there's a sliver of people in this industry that really can use that kind of stuff. And they'll say, well, I need 2 channels. Well, why not get an MV7i at an affordable price that has an interface in it? Or why not get an interface like the MVX2U? You see how I segued into the MVX2U, Jim? You see how you did that?
I see how you did that.
So the MVX2U, this, ladies and gentlemen, is not a cigarette lighter adapter. You don't put this in your car. And remember those? It used to. Yeah. Remember you plug it in, Jim? Are we dating ourselves? There we go.
Yes.
Boomer
yes.
alert. It would heat up, and they would use those to light cigarettes. This does kind of remind me of that. But the cool thing about this is it's an interface that goes into your computer. So I'm going to unplug my Shure MV7i, and I'm going to plug this into my computer. And so now you think you need a Rodecaster Pro? How about this? How about all you need is this if you just want to plug in your microphone? You want to take a good XLR microphone, and how about taking this on the road, Jim? This is right. I took this on the road. I took this interface on the road, and my podcast microphone was this. So this was my road gear. This is a Shure SM58, by the way. I know everybody's seen this microphone. It's like comedians, anybody's, like this is the mic, the Shure SM50. By the way, not in the carousel, but God, I think everybody needs one of these, solid as a tank. Just and then plug it in, and now I am going in my computer with great sound. SM58, by the way, Jim, great podcast mic. I've used this for podcasts, and take it on the road, and like it's outstanding. So the MVX2U, folks, I know we don't have it currently. It should be in the carousel, Jim. The MVX2U.
It is.
You can use phantom power with it. So if you need that, you can mute it. So it doesn't have like bells and whistles, but who needs a lot of bells and whistles if you just need good sound on a podcast? And if you just need 6 microphones in front of you, like you're at a press conference like I am right now, then why not do that?
Just hold that thought there for a second, Chris, because I want to do something fun while you're
as if this isn't fun enough for me.
All right, I just screenshotted that so you can have that for posterity.
Okay, great.
How many microphones does it take to find the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop?
We're having fun. Listen, if we weren't having fun doing this stuff, Jim, I don't think we'd do it. I know you've got now. I'll let you go where you want to go. Whether you want to go Shure SM7DB, which you're speaking into, the Move mics, the MV88 Plus, where you want to go.
Let's go with the SM7DB for a second. So what I can do is I'll go to my overhead so I can kind of show it.
I'm going to take my press conference mics down.
Take your press conference mics down. That's right, Chris. All right, so let me go. This is another tool that Chris and I really love. I'm using, it's called Camo Studio. If I can find my little camo window. I have too many things open as usual. I guess there's a way. Actually, I think I can do this with Ecamm. Let's see if this works. It's called the whole pan and zoom thing. Let's see what it does.
What are we trying to do? Turn on your phone camera? Oh, you are panning. Yeah, you're panning kind of out.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. All right. I somewhere camo's on my computer, but I don't have time for it right now. So anyway, so what you can see, hopefully, so there we go.
It's still at the bottom. Are you able to
tilt?
Oh, I see.
There we go.
Tilt the other way. There you go.
There we go. All right. So, it's kind of moving. But I can do this.
Because you're speaking into it as well.
Yeah. But so anyway,
are you seeing it? Are you able to get it more centered in the shot?
Well, that's what I was trying to do. Hold on a second. Let me try this, Chris. Hold on 1 second.
You zoomed out. You didn't zoom in. So I think you're wanting to get it further over to the right.
Let me just see here. If I get the window to pop up, I can fix it. There we go. All right, here now maybe I can fix this.
And if anybody wasn't clear that this was a live stream, they know now.
That's right. That's right. Oh, let me do this. I didn't want to do that. Here we go.
Yeah, you zoomed in a little bit and then zoomed back out.
Yeah, I'm going into these camera settings. Let me try. Is this gonna work? Oh, that's scary, but it's giving it more of the view. Okay, so you can see how many things I have on my desk. So now you can see. Can you see me now?
Let me see. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can get you zoomed in a little bit more.
There we go. Look at that. That's why I've got a producer friend like Chris Stone. So you can see this is the SM7DB, and you can kind of see how all this stuff goes together. The beauty of this is this has a gain built into it. So now I don't need to have, like with the normal SM7, where you're going to have to use a cloud lifter. The cloud lifter is built into this. And so this has become my favorite microphone because what it allows me to do is I'm talking over the top thanks to this boom arm, so I don't run into the plosives problem that Chris talks about. And it allowed me to get the microphone out of my shot because I'm able to have that extra gain and not lose the capability of the microphone. So this has become literally all I use normally in this part of my studio when I'm talking. And same thing, you can adjust everything. This is actually hooked into a Rodecaster Pro 2, but I probably could put it into Motive Mix if I wanted to. I just hadn't thought of doing that.
100%. Yeah. So, like, what I've seen a lot of people do, Jim, is take that microphone and you, instead of your mic cable coming out of that right there, they have the Shure MVX2U plugged directly into that, and then a USB cable out of the MVX2U into your computer. So it's an easy way to get the Shure SM7DB, that great sound, right? You turn on the phantom power, ladies and gentlemen. This is another question we get a lot on our channel as it relates to the SM7DB versus the SM7B, is it does have that preamp that Shure put in there that was originally designed by Cloud as a cloud lifter. So it has that CL1 chip or whatever it is in it. But they, Shure designed it to fit inside that microphone. It still does need phantom power to activate it. So like if you just get the SM7DB and then you turn on the preamp, you're not going to hear anything because it's waiting for you to turn on phantom power, and the phantom power will activate that preamp that's inside of that microphone, and then you'll be able to do it. So when you do get an interface, you got to make sure you turn on your phantom power on your interface, and it will activate that preamp, much like if you were to use a cloud lifter. So what that does is it takes out that, what a lot of people didn't like was like coming out of the Shure SM7B and a mic cable, then into a cloud lifter, and then another mic cable into your interface. So this eliminates the box of the cloud lifter and a mic cable. So you just basically come right out of that thing into your interface and turn on your phantom power, and you're getting that gain lift from the same great clean gain that you would get out of a cloud lifter, except it's built into the microphone. And so it's outstanding. Jim, now you said you plug it directly into your Rodecaster Pro. Are you doing any sort of processing? Because what I'm not hearing is much of your room sound. I'm not hearing like voice reflexing. I know you've got some sound treatment, but like with a mic that far away from your voice, I would expect to hear more room, but I'm not hearing a lot of room sound at all. It sounds great.
Yeah, well, I think what happened is you helped me set it up, right? We kind of went through some of the stuff inside of the Rodecaster settings.
Yep.
And it's worked great. Plus, what I tried to make sure I did, let me put the microphone back in there, is that I'm in a corner and I do have a drop ceiling. So in some aspects, this is somewhat treated. I'm in the back corner of my basement. But I think to your point, Chris, there probably are other things I could do to make the treatment even better.
Yeah.
But I definitely think the drop ceiling helps.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything for it to bounce off. In fact, it's funny because I was producing a show today, and people don't realize the nuances of audio. And so the guy was like, well, when I'm on Zoom, I don't normally have this problem. Well, you're not on Zoom. You're on another streaming platform. Right. And you could hear the echoes. You could just hear the echo in his voice with whatever microphone he was using. And he wasn't wearing headphones. So we were having to mute his mic when he wasn't talking.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Jim. Switch over to your main shot, and then because we do have some friends that are joining us here in the chat, we want to say hello to Marco Novo joining us from Portugal. Hello, our friend Marco. He says hello. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Happy holidays and all that good stuff. Hope you're doing well. And then somebody named Mario Ponce says, "Great job, guys." Mario, thank you for the opportunity, my friend. And we always have Mario's been on the show and is an outstanding human and musician. So check out Emlen. It's a dark wave thing which I enjoy, and so. Check out Emlon. Gotta give that a shout out. Marco says, all good here. Hope you're great too. Wish I could bring that comment on Ecamm here from Amazon, but for whatever reason, that's not That's not allowing me.
They
to
don't
do
like
it.
us
They're
anymore.
not.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least we have Marco and Mario, right?
That's right. That's
no,
right.
but so Jim, we were talking about the SM7DB and the SM7B. Now I'm talking into a SM7B, but I'm plugged into a cloud lifter. So this is what I have to do. I have to come out of the SM. And so let me talk first and foremost about what that means. And I think that's probably why the SM7DB sounds really good for you, even though you're even when you moved it away from you, I wasn't hearing a lot of room noise, and that's what that clean gain will give you. And actually, it was Mario that let us know. Like, I always knew that the SM7B was a microphone that they considered gain hungry. Like, you needed a lot of gain. What that means for those that are like, what are you talking about? Does that mean just turn up the volume? It's different. So when you plug in an SM7B and you just plug it into a regular interface, it's probably not going to sound as great as Joe Rogan or some of these other people that have those microphones. And the reason is because you have to turn your interface way up. And that's a preamp. And that's what I mean. It needs more gain for the microphone to sound good. And a lot of interfaces, and they're getting better, but a lot of interfaces, especially those that are a few years old, their preamps aren't made to crank up that high. And what you do is you hear a lot of noise in those preamps, and they don't have what's called headroom. And so the Rodecaster Pro 2 has decent preamps in it, but if I were to just plug in my SM7B into a Rodecaster Pro and I turn up those preamps so that I get, at -6 or -12 dBs, you're going to hear more noise. So I still plug in a cloud lifter, or if you have an SM7DB, you turn on that preamp, and then you turn on your phantom power, and then you turn down your interface. So basically you're saying, okay, interface, I'm going to give you another 24 decibels of clean gain, so the microphone sounds the best it possibly can. And I hope that makes sense. If anybody in the chat still is unclear about that, I'm happy to answer. The only, I try to always equate it to things like, cars or something like that. Like, it's not about putting the best gas in the engine.
I think too, where it kind of dawned on me is when you remember we interviewed Roger Cloud on this show.
Yeah.
And he talked about the fact that, no, you don't necessarily have to be on top of the microphone.
That's right.
If you set it right. And I was like, oh, well, that really, changed things for me, because like right now, Chris only has one mic in the shot. Oh my gosh. I don't know where the other 15 microphones
Hang on, let me
went.
grab my 60. Yeah.
But it's that whole thing of like, not that, like right now, Chris has cans on, right? Sometimes we go, like I'm using the in-ear monitors. So some of it is just wanting a cleaner look. But if you think about it, one of the things, goes back to audio is more important than video. And even sometimes when we're going live and we're recording these shows and we're posting them on our social channels, even when you're live, people may not actually be watching you. They're listening to the conversation.
That's right.
So don't always feel like, oh, well, I got to have this stuff out of the shot. It's just become a preference for me. I have other times, if I got a mic in the shot, I got a mic in the shot.
Listen, when you got a sexy mug like Jim Fuse, you got to show it off, man. You can't cover that. You can't cover up those car doors with cans, man.
That's right. That's right. Well, before they start growing and hanging to the ground, I don't want people to see them.
Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? We got to talk move mics, and we still got to talk MV88 Plus, man.
Let's go MV88.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna switch over to that right now.
Man, this is a great mic. This is the MV88 Plus, folks, and it is wireless.
Yes.
Oh, Jim.
In fact, I'm on it right now.
If I didn't think you could sound sexier. How about this?
So this is using the interface is the MVR, and I've got that plugged into my computer.
Oh, let me get you.
You want to move me?
Hang on, I'll move you. Yeah, I had you. There we go.
So see, now baby's in the corner. But like Chris has said, you can have two people talk on this mic. It will let you change the polar pattern of what you want to do. It also has noise cancellation built in. And I can't tell you, between this and I'm wearing and I'll get these working a little bit later, the
Move mics.
Move mics, it makes such a huge difference when you're outdoors and you've got all this other stuff going on around you. I mean, Chris has seen where I did some, demos of the Move mic where, I'm 100 feet from my camera. There's cars going by on the street in front of my house and you don't hear them.
I love that microphone. I love that video that you did with that microphone.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
And so this is great because now, right? And I should have turned on my AI on my camera. I could move around, and the camera could follow me. But I'm also the audio goes with me because right now, if I was back on the other microphone, you wouldn't hear me. And so if you're one of these people that I don't know, call you Nervous Nelly, that feels like you got to move around, these microphones will work if you want to go wireless.
Yeah.
And they've got a long battery life, so you don't have to worry about them, dying out. And I would say probably use this before you start using those AirPods.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, and this is a good time to kind of explain too. One of the things I do, and Chris could do this with his headphones, but he'd have to be a little harder. So I've got a FireWire that's hooked into my in-ear monitors. So I've got enough cable that I can walk around. Because one thing you got to remember is you don't need your ears getting ripped off because you forgot that you had a short cable.
Right.
So that's another thing that I like about, this. And of course, we said that's maybe, I'm sorry, Shure, our one complaint is, can you make the cable a little longer on
the in-ear monitors, the SC215s? Yeah. They used to be longer because I have an older pair that has a longer cable. And here I'll pull my overhead here so you can see these are the Shure SE215s in-ear monitors that Jim was just talking about. These are outstanding. These are the purple ones. They have all kinds of different colors. The clear ones are the ones that I typically use, but they have different sizes for your ears. They're real. I like to squish them, Jim. Here's how they squish into your ear and
squishing ahead.
But that's, I mean, what that's going to do is just like earplugs, they're going to fill your ear, and so you're only hearing that. And then, like Jim wants to, wants to keep his cans off his ears. I do that sometimes as well. I kept these Shure 440s on my heads, and I've got the 840s here as well to show you that are over ear headphones. I think in either case, Jim, the reason why we need to tell people this, and I still can't believe that I have to have this conversation with people all the time. Like, why do I need headphones when I'm joining a Zoom call, or why do I need headphones when I'm joining a podcast? And they don't understand, kind of like what you explained earlier with your friend that joined that show, is that if you're not joining it, the sound is coming out of the computer that you're in. Typically, someone would use a laptop or something, and so that sound is coming out of an external speaker. And you have a microphone somewhere that you're speaking into. And so when that sound comes out of that speaker and goes back into your microphone, you're getting a delay sound. What people say, I'm hearing an echo, is usually what people say. And that's because you're getting voices out of your speaker into the microphone, and they're hearing themselves as an echo. So what these headphones monitors allow you to do is to only hear what you need to hear, and it won't go into your microphone. And that's really what that's for. So having the in-ear monitors like you're talking about, Jim, I think with what you're talking about with the MV88 Plus, that's key when you're doing the wireless thing. I like how you almost had like the roving reporter thing going on.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and plug my MV88. Actually, I'm going to do the wireless. I'm going to show how to plug it into how to connect to your phone, because I know. So So what you've got, Jim, what you had was you had your MV88 Plus microphone right here, and you have this wireless receiver. And this wireless receiver...
I might actually be able to show what it looks like right now. Let me go with my overhead look.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not ideal as far as the zoom, but I might be able to do a little bit of zooming. Hold on one second.
Yep.
And
I think you've got the receiver, which is what I'm showing right here.
Yep.
And this receiver will connect to an external camera or to your computer with these Shure wireless mics. And you can make adjustments on the receiver themselves, or I'm going to connect to the phone and show you how to do. No dice.
Yeah, it's not that. Well, the camera is not letting you see the bars move on there for some reason, because it's the overhead
So this
camera.
receiver, you can buy it as a part of a bundle with that microphone that Jim showed, the MV88 Plus, but it also works with the Shure Move mic, which Jim is going to demonstrate as well, which is the lavalier mics. But when I plug this into my computer, it shows up in Shure Motive Mix as well. And right now it just says searching for microphones. So if I were to turn on this particular microphone, which is the Shure MV88 Plus, and I were to hold this down until I see the red light. And when I see the red light, that means it's in connect mode. So you wait for the blue to end. Now I see the red. So now it's in connect mode, right? And so it says it's searching for microphones. I don't believe you. So let me go back. Let me go back.
Check.
And go to... You can do everything from this thing. My devices, connect new mic. So there it is. It's saying MV88. And if I click this, it says current mic. Yep, that's fine. Connecting. And now it says it's connected. So now I'm connected to this mic, to the receiver, and I have the receiver plugged into my computer. So now if I go over to the Shure Motive, and let me make sure I hit the right button this time, for crying out loud. There it is. I am hitting the right button. You could see over here, MVR. What that is that's this receiver that I just connected. And so now you can see I'm speaking into this microphone, and you could see that is showing levels of me talking into that particular microphone. So that is, that's the MVR, and the MV88 that's plugged into the MVR. So that's how you would plug it into your computer. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly. I'm going to disconnect it from the receiver. Let's forget that. I'm unplugging it, and I'm going to turn off my MV88 mic. So now I'll open up the Shure Motive Video app on my phone. And so now this is my Motive Video app. You can see I'm here, and it's saying that it's already trying to search for devices. So now I'm going to go back into pairing mode. And Jim, you talked about how you can, hold the mic and go back and forth. You can switch the polar pattern of this particular mic in order to do that. So now it's in pairing mode, and it should connect automatically. It just did. It says microphone connected. So now, hopefully you can see that. It says MV88 Plus. And so this microphone is now connected to my phone wirelessly. So from here, if I want to make adjustments, I click on the mic button. Let me try to get this to where you can see it. And there's all kinds of adjustments that I can make to it. There, you can turn on and off the LEDs. Some people don't want the lights flashing. It's really not that big of a deal. Oh, by the way, Jim, I didn't even know this. I was working with this earlier. Be careful not to touch the top power button. If you touch it lightly once, it mutes it. It doesn't turn off the power, but it will mute it. So that's a function of it. I need to look and see if I can turn that on or off.
So Chris, are you hearing me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm actually using the Move mic now. I switched from the so just so you all know.
All right, let me hang on one quick second. Let me
keep doing what you're doing, but I just wanted to make sure that was working before.
Yeah, I'll walk through this because I know we're running out of time, but I'll walk through this really quickly in terms of what you're able to do when you connect something like this to it. You can adjust your gain up or down. Again, you want to make sure as I'm getting closer to my mouth that it's between -6 and -12 dBs. You can adjust that on the fly. And here is where I'm talking about. Like, you can add light compression, but here's the directional. So I have this set currently, Jim, for mono bidirectional, and you can see it comes out on either side. So mono bidirectional means it's coming out to where it says R on the one side, and it also comes on where it says L on one side. So basically, you can talk on either side of this microphone. I could just put it right between us, hold it steady, and this microphone will pick up both of our voices. So it becomes like a two-person mobile podcast. If you're just by yourself, you just go over here to monocardioid and then use it like you would any other mic and speak to it. So it's pretty stinking versatile for you to be able to do that. All right, Jim, talk about that Move mic, man.
Yeah. So I've got the Move mic, and in fact, I think I can do this. We'll do a quick overhead look. So I'm going to show you because I've got the pair, and I think the pair is important because of some of the things it'll allow you to do. So I'm going to show you real quick before we go back to looking at my face. So this is the case that it comes in. And so you can see I have the other one in there. And so it has this pop filter on there as well that they come with. And you can see that you can slide it on. And I think they were coming out with a magnet, weren't they, Chris?
They do. I've got one.
Yeah. But this case charges it. And so you can see my case started blinking at me for a second there. But USB-C, right? The other thing is with the MVR that Chris was showing you, and you can see the one I have here. So here's the thing about the MV88 Plus and the Move mics. If you use the Shure Motive Video app, you don't need to connect to it, but you're going to record inside of that. If you want to go live on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, that's where you're going to need this because that's got to be plugged into your device. So how I'm talking to you guys right now is because it's plugged in to the device. I'm able to pick the MVR, not the actual microphone. It doesn't know whether I'm using an MV88 or using a Move mic. That's what's allowing me to use the wireless inside of it. Now, the crazy thing about the Motive Mix, and I did a short video with this. I don't think we put it on our YouTube channel. Maybe we should have. But I was able to put two different receivers and use 4 microphones at once using the Motive Mix software. And they were all wireless. So I literally placed these wireless microphones in different areas, walked to them, talked in them. And so then once the video was done, I was able to see, okay, the audio worked great. So this could be where maybe you're in a situation where you want to have multiple people, and the way your camera's set up, that it allows you to do that. And so let me go back to looking at me. And so that, but I love that one, because people will talk about somebody else's microphone that you always got this little light going on. You can turn the light off on this, right?
Yep.
So, the other thing is you can also mute it, right? I've got the noise cancellation on. I think the biggest challenge is remembering that you've got to make sure your gain is correct so that you're able to be picked up. But you're right. I don't need a lav mic. You're right. I don't. This is it. This is it. There's nothing on my
wireless
body.
lav. I think one thing we got to mention too, Jim, that that is a completely underrated thing that I think a lot of people don't talk about is people will look at that and go, well, they'll look at the price point, right? And they'll go, yeah, but there's a, insert brand X version that is, so many dollars cheaper. So what that is it's Bluetooth. That's people using Bluetooth audio for wireless. And folks, Bluetooth was not made for quality audio. It's mostly trash. I have heard a few fairly decent wireless lav mics that are Bluetooth, to be honest. But what Shure has done with the Move mic series, in particular this, is it doesn't use Bluetooth. It is Shure's proprietary wireless audio. they were like, we're not going to use Bluetooth because Bluetooth, is not the standard for us. We want something that fits the standard and quality of Shure products. So you're going to get something that's higher quality in terms of, the robust quality of a Shure microphone or whatever, but you're also going to get the audio quality that's not going to sound like you're potentially in a tin can. And so that's, Jim, that's why I was so amazed by the Move Mic video that you did that I love when you're 100 feet away. And you're like having a conversation like you're right there in front of me. You're 100 feet away standing in a pile of leaves when a car goes by you on the street. And I'm like, I don't even hear the car. It was really wild. You can't do that with some of these things. You start walking 50 feet away with some of these Bluetooth wireless devices. You and I have reviewed some on the channel, and it's kind of like, we're going to let you hear how it sounds and let you decide what you think, if you think that sounds great for the price, right? Like there's a reason why this stuff, which a lot of this is on sale for the holidays, whether it's, was for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, continues to be over the holidays for this. There's a reason why this stuff, even when on sale, is a price point that it is because you're paying for something that's going to last a while. You're paying for something that is higher quality, and that's why we believe in it. It's just plain and simple.
And I think, Chris, right? I think you and I bang this drum all the time is, so, right, you can pay $20 for a microphone, you can pay $89 for a microphone, you can pay $300 for a microphone.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
That's right.
I can tell you right now, unless I do something completely stupid, and it would have to be really stupid, these microphones should last for the rest of my life. I don't ever need to buy another microphone.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that's what people need to think about is like, this is not, how much does it cost? Is like, this is an investment in having great audio. You're not going to have to sit there and like think, well, is my microphone good enough? The microphone that looks like R2D2, I wouldn't use it. I started out with it, but I would never use one of those again. Some people use it, will be kind and say they do fine with it. But this is about, if you want to be the best, you got to get the best.
Love it. Jim, that is like, it's a mic drop moment, but don't do anything stupid, like you said, and drop your mic. But if you did, it would last, especially this one.
Well, what's funny is my brother has an SM58. It's funny you say that. So my brother is in his early 50s.
Yep.
He's had that since he was a teenager.
It's a great mic.
And he still uses it. He's a musician, sings in it. I'm sure it's had its fair share of banging around in places, but it still works.
Well, yeah. I mean,
right?
Listen, I was in bands for years. We all had one of these. If you sang into, and did background vocals, or our singer, he had his own, right? And the only reason, and then you go to a club, and all they had were these, right? They were SM58s. There's a reason why. It's just as awesome. It just works so well. It's perfect for rear rejection. So loud amps on the stage aren't going to get into it as much. You're not going to get as much bleed, that whole thing. The reason why we brought our own is because, the
you don't know where it's been.
Yeah, you don't know where it's been. Exactly. You don't want to smell the PBR breath from the guy who sang into it before you. But it was always kind of like there were dents in it. And which is okay. It still is work. When there's dents in it, that means this thing did its job to protect it. But what's cool is, and we'll sort of end with this. I have a little bit of a story. Is that I was lucky enough to actually go to Illinois and see the Shure, the place where they test out all these microphones, and they have and it was just amazing to see what they go through to test all of these things. And there's actually an area, Jim, where it's a mic drop area where it's like they basically take microphones and they raise them up, and then this thing drops, and then they've got these really high-tech cameras that are filming them just to, and that kind of stuff that they go through. They have simulators for trucks, for shipping. They have simulators for all this other stuff. They have like these huge devices to be able to dissect, to magnify, and to go in and try to figure out on circuit boards, any particular issues that may arise with all of their devices. It just is, all of that just goes into, when I went through that whole thing, I was like, man, I didn't need to be sold. I knew their stuff was good, but now I know why. Now I know why their stuff is good, because they take that kind of meticulous professionalism to sound, and it's just really cool to have been a part of that. So, Jim, did we get everything on the? Did we go through everything?
I think everything, but the stuff on your ears. But
we talked a little bit about the cans.
Yeah.
We've got the. So if you are looking for cans, I've got the 440s on my ears, the Shure 440s, and then there are the 840s. If you are an audiophile, you likely know the difference between the two. But really the big difference in my opinion is kind of you could see this. You could see the quality, the stitching on these headphones. They're just so freaking comfortable. I use this pair for upstairs for editing. Just great for monitoring. It's got that cool gold on the side. And Jim, like one of the most popular podcasts on the planet, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. You'll see these cans on him and Matt and Sonan Obsessian on that particular show, and their guests will be wearing these. Just really, really great headphones. And again, there's no headphone review that goes without me doing the squish test. These are super squishy, super squishy and comfortable. I'm squishing your headphones. I'm squishing your headphones. There we are. All right.
Yes.
I had to do that.
Squishing a head.
All right. Another fun one. Jim, we appreciate our friends at Shure for sending this stuff up. Listen, we continue to monitor all of our chats, all of our comments. We do our best to get back to everything. If you do have a question on any of this stuff, please hit us up in the comments. And as always, don't fear the gear. The amazing Tanya Smith, thank you for joining us.
This is going to be fun.
Where's my applause button? I gotta find the applause button. Oh, there it is.
Let's go. Let's get hype in the house here. You know what?
Hey, Chris, Jim, great to be here. I'm excited to break all this down and talk products and the whole deal.